Hughes. More like Howard P. Hughes. Hey, welcome. It's another week. It's another Nomos. We are doing some talking. This is a fun one, man. We go deep into the Aviator. It was Pat's suggestion. Pat's got a lot to bring to the table, and I make jokes every so often.
Show me the blueprints.
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 Actually, and then,
Show me the blueprints.
The main reason, you guys know we're doing this intro, so you can get ahead on next week.
Oh.
While you're getting some head next week.
Yes, next week you can show me the blueprints.
Show me the blueprints. And on those blueprints, hopefully it reads Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Rings. Yeah, so this... It's so funny.
You'll get it when the episode. You're gonna love this.
Yeah. Hopefully you watched.
Oh my god.
Hopefully you paid $8 on YouTube TV.
Yeah. You have to see the movie to get that.
We may want to consider doing free streaming ones for the people, so they don't have to. No. Okay,
Come with us on the journey to find this movie. And where does it stream?
We already did that.
Yeah.
We already did that with that. But anyway, yes, today is Aviator. Next week will be Lord of the Rings, Episode 1.
Show us the blueprints. Concern it. Welcome to No More Hero.
Bing bong 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 bong
Bing bong bing bong.
Bing
Welcome.
bong 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 bong. Can I make a movie hot take?
Yeah.
Maybe it might be a book hot take. Watching these good movies lately, for the most part. I know you didn't like Babylon last week. I had my problems.
My second watch, a much better movie. I actually really like it a lot more, but there's still the super goofy.
Was it like all the problems were not as big of a deal, but still problems?
No, all of it was like, it made a lot more, like I paid a lot closer attention to the trumpet player's part in this one. And I was like, oh, okay. And he did have the most like human experience, I feel like. The rest of it
he was the least caught up in the rat race.
Yeah. And I did like that his character, when I go like all these people are terrible, no. He was the one that I was like, oh, yeah, he's the moral. Mm-hmm. But like I did not like her character anymore. I did like Manny's character a little bit more. His made a little bit more sense.
I liked him and then hated him.
Yeah. It is crazy though, if that is like it, from again what we were talking about, this is supposed to be the depiction of like how Hollywood was at that time,
like pre-1940.
But it's like, okay, so you could just literally just be just a fucking dude that's like, hey, I'm the guy that transports the fucking animals for the fucking parties, to like a studio executive, like legitimately, and you're like, wow, his character was a lot more relatable in that case of like being like, that's the only way I could get. It's not going to be for my looks. It's not going to be for anything else. It's just going to be because
have to transport elephants and watch my friend get shit on.
What if you fucking showed the band and they're just like, Manny, you motherfucking genius. So that film inspired us inspired me.
Wait. I still got my hot take. I still got my hot take.
I apologize.
And I think people are afraid to make these takes because people are afraid to criticize books, because the second you criticize books, it's because you're fucking stupid and you actually you're not smart enough to understand it. I go, no, I think I'm right.
Yeah.
But watching these good movies and watching them like, you know, get a really good story out in about 2 to 3 hours. I got to be honest. You know, I don't think any of your books need to be that long.
I gotta tell you, brother.
Like, so I got a copy of, what the fuck was it? On Audible, the Lord of the Rings audiobook. Wow, what a proud son of his. The way he's looking at you, he's like, I love you, Pat. No, I got on Audible, the Lord of the Rings audiobook was for free.
Yeah.
And I was listening to it. Shout out Andy Serkis.
He's doing it?
Yeah.
He does all
the, and it's one of those audiobooks that fucking rips. He does all the voice. He just put you shit. Yeah. That rules. That's the funniest thing cats do, where they go, cute,
love,
and
love.
death.
Yeah.
No, but like, the audiobook fucking rips, but, you know, and I've heard this term in a lot of books where, because like, not all authors do it. Like, it's why I'm a fan of, like, I've read a bunch of Charles Bukowski, because he doesn't, like, he doesn't waste time giving you every inch of detail of like the fucking room you're standing in or like the fucking outfit the guy's wearing. Because I got to be honest, in any of those books where they do heavy world building, I go like, you know what it is? It's like it all seems very unnecessary as you're reading it. Where you're like, you could go into all these details about the scenery and the outfit, and I go, I'm gonna forget immediately the second I'm done reading that part.
By the time I go like, okay, so she's got a red dress on, blue shoes, the reason he's mentioning this is because it's gonna have context, and then you go like, wait, what was her name again? Lucy, or wait, and was that his daughter or his stepdaughter? And you're like, fuck, and I start back over.
No, and it's
that could be my dyslexia. But it also could be my ADHD or it could be my illiteracy.
Now, I will say I was reading The Shining, and I remember telling someone I thought that book was like super long-winded, and he's like, no, and someone told me, he's like, I think Stephen King does that to really get you familiarized with the characters.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know, that's a good point, because you know who else? I was reading The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand, and she does the same thing. She like every part you're in just feels like it's like going on for fucking ever.
Yeah.
But there is sometimes where, you know, I think so much of a world and a prestige has been built up around some of these books and stuff like that. And I will be the one brave soul to be like, I think you guys could edit out a lot of fat in these.
Yeah.
Like a lot. I don't think it's a fucking attention span thing. I just go like, no, I think books really fucking over explain shit.
Can I tell you actually who writes, I think, a really good book, and which is very much, very much translatable into a movie.
Yeah.
Dennis Lehane.
Who's that?
He is maybe I'm a fucking.
What's his book?
Look him up, Dennis Lehane. You'll see. I think the best example of it, though, the one I'm thinking of is
the reason I asked his book because I didn't want to have to figure out how to spell his last name.
Leha. Yeah. So he did Shutter Island.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Now Shutter Island is one that I listened to the audiobook.
Yeah.
I did not read it. I will say that I listened to the audiobook, but when I watched the movie with Leo DiCaprio. It is
Leo
DiCaprio and Mark Ruffalo. They both were in that, but it was like one of those things where I was like, "Damn, this is very close to the book, and it works as the movie's great."
Yeah,
I love the movie. There's a couple, and he cut a couple scenes that were to be honest, they were like, "Look, at the end of this, spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't seen Shutter Island or read it, but but it's like it's one of those things where you're like, we know that this is all going to be fucking bullshit at the end.
Yeah,
like he's hallucinating a lot of this. So like,
spoiler alert.
Yeah, well that's what I said. Spoiler alert.
No, I was kind of adding to like, you guys know what happens at the end of Shutter Island.
It's great. And it's still like visually. Like I love that's a Scorsese movie.
Yeah, that was one I found out recently. I never realized that was a Scorsese film.
So it was very true to the book. It did cut. I feel like the scenes that were cut from the book or the whatever was like, yeah, you didn't really need that.
Yeah,
and it was like, and it still did this great fucking job of like showing stuff that you were like comparing it to your imagination was so cool. I think he also did like Mystic River and a couple other ones where it's like, again, I would assume it is very similar to the thing. And maybe he's more of a, I don't know if he's like respected or whatever, but like to me, that's like,
I mean, Scorsese made his film, so he's probably respected.
But that's to me, Shutter Island is a great fucking story.
Yeah.
It's a great book and it's a great movie. So like,
well, I think a lot of, you know what it is? It actually, I started to notice it because for the longest time, you just feel, if you don't get a book, you just feel insecure about it. That was always like my MO. And then it's like, then you have that light bulb moment where you're like, hold up, some books might suck.
Yeah.
And I remember watching, honestly, it was watching Babylon, where I go, Babylon's a great movie, but you could cut out an hour of it and still tell the exact same story. And I think about that with books and shit, where when they have parts in certain books where they're just kind of over-explaining shit, and I go like honestly, and this is actually a good tie-in to this current movie, where like, he clearly had, I mean, obviously he had OCD.
Yeah.
But at no point did they lay out and go, Howard Hughes had a real problem with OCD. No one ever said the word or anything.
No.
But you just kind of they just did the shit with him. And by the end of it, you got a clear understanding of like, oh, he has OCD and he's like a millionaire and no one questions him. So that's a big and then mixed with all the stress of his life, that's why all these problems kept getting way, 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 way worse and shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, at no point did they have to sit you down and go like, well, Howard, let's talk about your OCD and how it's a problem. No, they just did the shit and you got it.
Bro, because the amount of problem it was to the amount of fucking like superpower it was for him. Mm-hmm. The advances, like this is like this is a true story.
Yes.
Like the
Aviator
by Scorsese.
The Aviator.
Scorsese?
I don't think so.
I looked it up earlier. Hold on. Yeah, so billionaire tycoon, director of big budget Hollywood films such as. Oh wait, no, that's him. Yeah, Scorsese.
No shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I own this now.
Me too.
Because the only way you could get it is to pay $8 for it.
And I gotta tell you, worth every goddamn penny.
Well, actually, there was
also now is a write-off.
A write-off.
Because we're talking about it.
Exactly.
That's why we bought it.
That's why we bought it.
Then that's the only time we'll ever watch it.
Well, I might watch it again.
Shut up.
No. When we do another episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the fuck was I gonna say?
Sorry.
I don't know. You go ahead. I forgot what I was gonna say.
I was saying the fact that it was such a great the advances that he was able to use his OCD for, like the fact that he was able to make such different. He's basically like it starts with him filming the movie Hell's Angels.
Yeah,
which is a war epic that he was also funding. He like there before the grace of God go I. If I had $1 million, I could be Howard Hughes. I just have all of the same intricacies, but just none of the none of the funding. So I just go to the sad.
That was the fast. Yeah, you're just the naked guy, fucking lining.
Show me the blueprints. Show me the blueprints. Show me the blueprints. Show me the blueprints. I mean, show me the blueprints. I mean, like, because like, show me the blueprints, right? Like, like, have you showed me the blueprints?
Yeah. How are you? Pat, are you okay?
No, if you want to, no, Andy, if we were gonna finish the episode, you can show me the blueprints.
One of the fucking takeaways that made me laugh. You talk about filming Hell's Angels. I had this thought too while watching Babylon, where it's like one of the funniest shit. Looking at these movies, not the like Aviator Babylon, but the type of movies they show in these movies that they're talking about. When we when you understand the amount of insane effort that went behind them, and then
that's Babylon,
and then when you watch them now, you go, oh, this is cool. It exists, but this sucks ass. It's so fucking crazy to think about how much fucking effort went into these, because that was like. I was thinking about that where, the scene where he realizes like he spends all that money to shoot it. Then they watch the plane footage and he's just like,
I don't like it.
Oh,
give me 2 more cameras.
But he's like, I need a level of contrast to show how fast they're moving. And it's like, I'm like, and then I saw the footage they showed and I'm like, oh, I've seen footage like that. And you just take for granted because it looks so bad. And it's just like, oh, yeah, he had like a crew of like 50 guys who were just doing the most dangerous shit ever to then get footage that after 100 years we'd all look at it and go, oh, that looks stupid.
Yeah. Huh. Well, there you go.
Huh.
But at the time was like this thing that like he's spending like almost like how a normal like independent or A24 film is nowadays.
He's probably spending more than that
on this one fucking epic thing, but
he's spending an Avatar budget for an A24 movie.
But at the same time, like also, I love the fact that later on that guy, the meteorologist, he brings in for the tit assessment.
Yeah,
and like when he's just like he's like, well, he's like, Professor, go ahead and give your thing, and he's just like, these you can see here, and it's just like, it's a thing where it still shows you the parts of like industry. And also like entertainment, in general, like how these things work, where it's a lot of manipulation or it's just cohesion and or like he's somebody that did a lot of for politics by exposing the corruption in that senator that was trying to fucking blackmail him or whatever.
It was funny though because it was still just because he was trying to they were trying to fuck him,
right?
But in the moment they're like, look at this guy, he's exposing the corrupt system. It's like, no, he tried to play the corrupt game, and then they tried to fuck him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was playing the game with them, and then they were like, and then he didn't do it anymore, and then they were like, well,
yeah,
now we're gonna, because that's the other thing is like he had this like, I feel like he was pretty upfront about his like compulsions, at least like of like what his expectations.
Go on.
Like so, like he would say like figuring out like in the same time he's figuring out how to best photograph these planes, and to make the scenes translate from real life to the screen, at least for that time. You could go like he figured out a whole new way to shoot this shit, or like at least how to show like what you need to show
depth and shit in airplane scenes,
to where like you see at the beginning of the episode he is not even like acknowledged by the Hollywood guys. He's just like, what, you've got 22, so you think 24 is gonna do it?
Yeah,
kind of thing where you're like, he's being such a cocksucker about it.
I even saw that scene though and I go, they are making a good point, Howard.
But until you figure out like he's like, no, I need these. If you just this one more thing is going to, then I shoot it this way, and you're going to see like the action. It's going to change. It changed the industry to where like now he is part of the industry.
Well, that was the fascinating juxtaposition too. Like in a scene. Well, it wasn't just that scene. It was like the entire movie of whenever he was trying to get things done, the over the top, insane things he wanted to do, and then at the same time. Maybe at the same time not even considering not figuring it out. So like the driven nature of like, we will get this done, and then the juxtaposition of like, oh, if a guy doesn't come into this bathroom, he's trapped in here. That I always thought I was like, that's one of the most fascinating parts about the movie is like, it's such a 180 because he's like, you see it on his face in the scene where he like cuts his finger and he realizes he hasn't saved the cloth so he can open the door. You realize Howard Hughes is literally trapped in this bathroom if no one else comes in.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, when it's like, oh, I have to build this gigantic airship and I have to figure out how to like just create a ship that's never existed and make it fly. And also I have to bribe a bunch of senators. And then there's 5 other things he has to do. And when he's in the midst of that chaos, there's nothing he can't do.
Yeah.
Actually, and even in that scene, but then in the middle of that, there's an old man who's sweeping and it's really dusty.
Show me the blueprint. That's right before Show Me the Blueprint.
Yeah, and that just short circuits his brain.
Yeah, he's like, why is he looking at me?
Yeah.
What is he even doing here? Also, like the fact that he's like, he's got notes. It's like it's part of the obsession or, of the.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's part of the obsession or the obsession compulsion of like, that is where success can be driven. But like, obviously it can be detrimental because it gets to a point where it's interfering with his. See, that's the thing. It's like I don't think necessarily his compulsion was what would like sabotage his like relationships, but professionally and personally, it fucks him up when you don't at least try to acknowledge it and like not having those soothing things that he would be able to do, like where he'd go quarantine, quarantine, and just be like. And go like, okay, cool, because like that's the thing is like him having those attacks and those episodes are warning signs of like you're going to end up living in a fucking screening room full of pissing into milk cartons,
only drinking milk.
Right.
Well, I think he's a good.
Obviously, those have gone sour.
Yeah,
I can tell. Like it's like one of those things where you're like, what the fuck is this guy talking about
right now? And then it's like, well, the funny thing too about a lot of those like OCD compulsions is like it also the funniest part too is they do so much to create this world, and I'm not shitting on people with it.
No.
Seems horrendous to have.
Yeah.
But
why couldn't you build planes?
The obvious contradictions Like when he gets his like ex-wife or whatever to come over to like get him ready for the fucking thing, he's like, well, I've quarantined off this area because this is where the germs aren't. And then you're like, well, what did you do to quarantine it off? And it's like, put up tape.
Yeah.
And you're like, the whole house is has the same amount of germs, Howard.
There's for as rational, like, so like there's things where like a lot of the notes he's giving, I'm like, yeah. Like it's one of those things of like,
what?
Like where he's just like, he's thinking about the things of like, he has an engineering brain.
Yeah.
But he has this obsession in this thing. But like, it's not like, at no point is it, aside from like firing the strange guy, the old guy for no reason, and like going, but then he's like, oh, make sure they wet the brooms. It'll keep the dust from getting around. And you're like, it's one of those things where you're like, that's a good note.
Yeah, no, that I loved because I've had to.
It's a good note.
As a guy working in a warehouse.
Right. I don't want to breathe that shit.
No, dude, the warehouse would be so dusty. We would take this green shit and throw it everywhere.
Yeah.
So when you sweep up, the dust doesn't get in the air.
Right.
If you try to sweep up without doing that, because that was the thing. The whole
you could probably thank Howard Hughes for that.
I was like, thank you, Howard Hughes. But no, the whole time he was able to. His OCD worked into his benefit because to create this new technology, he had to be so meticulous about it.
Right.
The problem is, though, because it's funny because, like, a big thing people are finding out in the modern age about mental health
Show me the blueprints.
What?
Show me the blueprints.
Show me the blueprints. And measuring boob cleavage distance. I was like, this guy's funny.
This guy fucking rolls.
I was like,
that's the Scorsese for you.
Yeah, pulling all the things down and showing different boob cleavage amounts.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy's funny.
I love it.
No, so
mental health. Sorry.
Oh yeah. The thing we're realizing right now in mental health is the obsession of like the hyperfixation on your specific mental health problems and where they come from and it actually becomes a detriment in certain areas because your whole identity is wrapped up in the mental health shit. And they're actually realizing for certain mental health things, the best thing you could do is like acknowledge it, but honestly, just kind of thug that shit out.
Just build a plane.
Yeah, just build a whole fucking plane. Just build a wooden plane.
Not smooth enough.
But the thing that Howard Hughes proves is he goes, if you never actually stop to analyze at any point and you're just every single day thugging that shit out, it will end really badly.
Well, like the fact
or
that,
not really badly, but you'll have moments where you're locked up in your studio pissing in jars.
You won't have the luxury of being able to like to function. You don't have the luxury of functioning because that's the thing is like when he got like in that huge plane accident. By the way, oh fuck, hold on, I can probably actually. Oh, sorry, Stanley. Sorry to get in your way. But there's dude the part where he got into the big plane crash over Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
There's a couple scenes where he's like, they show this big thing. He gets out of the plane, very dramatic, all this other shit, and then all of a sudden, like, this photographer comes over and takes his picture, and you're like, and they make it a point to have this part where like you see a photo flash, and then you see another photo flash of like the camera facing down at him, and I'm like, I paused it and I go, let me try to find the picture. And I got to try to find that real life picture because why would they show that? If that doesn't, you're telling a real life story. This really happened.
Yeah.
So there is did you look up at all the plane crash, the real scene?
I meant to. I forgot to.
Yeah.
I wanted to actually look up real shit about him, but I forgot to.
Well, like
that.
this is actually, he's been also like.
No, that's why I was wondering the same thing. I was like, there must be real photos of all this because they keep doing this bit where they like.
For the most part, yeah.
Take photos specifically.
So there's one of the plane crash, and
you sure you want to do this?
What? Oh.
Do anything on your computer?
No, trust me. It knows that I'm the boss now.
Just fuck.
But there's hold on. Let me.
One thing that was really interesting. They use the photography in the movie to subtly highlight his OCD because if you notice, they kept doing little things to let you know what was bothering him. So, like, when he was walking down the red carpet, you notice they kept turning to the light bulbs that were on the ground.
The distraction, like he's like overstimulated kind of thing.
Yeah. There were a lot of moments where they kept, and it wasn't like it was all very quick and subtle. The editing on this movie was very well done.
That's what I was telling you.
It was all. Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
What black metal album is this?
That's what I'm telling you, brother. It's like brutal looking.
That goes fucking hard.
And it was the daytime, so like but obviously this is like black and white.
Yeah, this is a picture from like the 30s.
What the hell? What the hell?
The Heliante?
God damn it! But yeah, the hold on. Is it working on this one? Nope, it's not there. But it's hold on. I guess we can probably just include it in the thing, but it's so that's the real life picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of a weird, like you said, hellish landscape. And
it looks like it could be a black metal album.
But there's no fucking thing.
It's gonna look so funny from the viewers.
Look at this.
Hey guys,
you like that? That's fucking live production, bitch.
Dude, that's so.
I'll make you look good.
That's so fucking brutal.
Yeah. So like that's the fucking.
If some hardcore band's got to use that,
it's a thing where you're like, okay, so it obviously exists. So you go to look up the video or the not video but photo of like him all fucked up on the ground, right? Because like they showed that picture too, and then it doesn't exist. There's no picture of him like at least that is online anywhere. But like I don't know why this one was. There's a couple different angles of this, but there's like it's a thing where you're like, hey man, I kind of want to like especially Scorsese, right? Who is so good at with like Shutter Island or anything like that. And, well, no. I know he dramatizes. Well,
no, I was gonna say. But Scorsese's an amazing filmmaker. He does take liberties, you know, by saying
Liberty, man.
What?
Liberty Bibberty.
Yeah, but no, he'll take liberties and be like, Robert De Niro, the 25-year-old.
You're right. I
don't know if that's the perfect analogy, but you got to remember for these movies, they're gonna do little things here and there that just make more sense. They're gonna make more. Yeah, we saw it. They're gonna do things that make more sense in the confines of a movie that, But I would love to. I would love to actually. It makes you want to see that picture of him actually on the ground.
So as far as I know, that doesn't exist. But there is a picture of, where he is like what is it? The Spruce Goose.
Oh,
the big ass plane that he did. There's like
wasn't that the scene? They're like the Spruce Goose. He goes Hercules. That part was so fucking funny.
He really hated that name apparently, but that's how it was known as, of course, because he didn't want it. But like I think when he's looking behind him or something like that, and like then somebody
at which point
when he's
before flying the plane
before they start taxiing out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you guys think? And like look like this. A photographer takes his picture, and that picture exists. Every one of those pictures exists, except for like it's like, why would you fucking fake that one too, Marty?
Why would you tease me with potentially the coolest one?
The most metal, where he's like,
yeah, he's got all his burns.
Like, but
maybe
the injuries that he sustained.
Maybe, and this is glass half full, Andy. I like to look at it from every angle. Maybe there's a legend that it exists, and they're like, yeah, we can't release this picture of him burned. Maybe, because remember he basically paid that guy off to not release the pictures of his ex-wife.
Yeah.
Maybe he paid off the news to not release pictures of him burned up.
Maybe
it does exist, and they're keeping it from you.
Maybe you show me the blueprints.
Maybe
show me the blueprints.
No, well,
Andy, could you show me the blueprints?
Could you show me the blueprints?
Show me the blueprints.
Show me the blueprints.
Show me the blueprints.
Show me your cat's dick.
Well, by the way, I thought the best thing about him being in the movie thing is, as far as like, I would say, like, as far as the Hollywood industry goes, he is the king of continuity. If he is at the helm, he's watching the film, and he's just like, because he's like, literally, he's like, hey, could you roll it back to halfway through again? He's like, I think we used that scene in scene G already or something like that, where he's like, it's like one of those things where like, if you are reusing a scene, he's going to know. Like, that's the thing that like you watch these old films and stuff like that. There's a lot of, over the years, there's like the Wilhelm scream, you know, right? The famous, like that scream where you hear it all the time.
Yeah.
And you go like, oh shit, that's like a famous free use thing. You know what I mean? Like you can use it whatever. I think fair use. Sorry.
Yeah. Hey.
Watching a little porno.
Yeah, don't acknowledge me, Wilhelm scream, while I fuck your mouth.
Let me play some video games while you suck my dick.
Yeah. Do the dishes while I fuck your ass, Wilhelm scream.
So there's a
Sorry.
The scream would work. Crank the hog, get on it, make the reel. But there's still a thing where like I feel like he's the kind of guy that's like if he is editing his film or if he's watching it proofing it and shit like that, he's sitting there watching it, he's like he's going to notice if it doesn't look right.
Oh yeah, he was probably the greatest editor at the time.
Right. So like that's the thing where like he is so but like the advances that he's able to make in film, in aviation, in government regulation, and like all these different things, and like able to do all that stuff. Like I essentially think that he might be, even though he has his flaws for sure.
Yeah.
I think Howard Hughes might be one of the greatest millionaires ever to exist. He's one of the only millionaires that I would say is like using it like 100% the way
like
I would want him to say like, I love aviation. I want to make aviation my focus, and I will spend every bit of money that I can to try to make it great.
He came off as one of those dudes who,
in the movie at least.
Well, no, so well, that's the other part where it's like you got to watch that movie. It's like when whenever WWE makes a documentary. And they'll be like, yeah, we just changed it from WWF to WWE because we thought it was time. I go, no, you lost a court case to a panda.
Yeah, you can't retcon this.
Yeah, so it's like, you always got to remember that. You always got to remember, it's like, did they leave out? They're like, oh, by the way, he killed a baby in 1924 or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure there's definitely things that...
But like, no, I know what you're getting at because there's people who come off as like rich people who are like, oh, we go to the country club and we have all the nice clothing and we eat caviar, and you're like, oh, you're a rich guy.
Yeah.
Howard Hughes, he seems like a guy who has a bunch of money.
Entrepreneur.
Because he was always the whole time he was doing his shit, he was always ready to lose all of his money. Yeah. It didn't it didn't matter that he was rich. He was like, oh, I want to do crazy shit, so I need a lot of money.
Yeah. And the fact that like he's the person that's willing to test all these planes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like he multiple times he's like testing
a plane. He flew the planes.
He's trying to set the record. Obviously he wants to set the record, but also he's like, well, I'm the one that put all the money into this. I should be the one that fucking flies it.
Yeah.
And they're like, yep, go for it if you want to.
Yeah.
And then, like, you know what I mean? Like, but it's still like he seemed like a kind of guy that was it's eccentric millionaire that was like eccentric, yeah. Doesn't sound like a word anymore. But he's one of those guys that's basically like, but like did actual good for a couple different huge American industries in filmmaking and in aviation to where he's like, if he hadn't held that fucking dickhead accountable, that Pan American Airlines would have had the monopoly on international airline travel. And it's like a thing where he's like, no, if other people can do it better or faster or even equal to what you are, why wouldn't we be allowed to do it? And then you find out that senator is actually getting free flights from this airline and getting a lot of incentives. It's kind of like one of those things where you're like, shit, that's crazy that like he's able to actually do. And this is, like you said, it's a film about Howard Hughes. He's obviously being shown in a good light, but there's lots of negative shit also where he's like, fucked up. They spoofed him plenty of times.
That was the part. Years. That was the part too where like as good as Scorsese is, to like he runs into trouble sometimes because to the common viewer or to like the more not common, the casual viewer. Because I'm not trying to sit here and act like
you
I'm
commoners.
Most of you commoners, you civilians.
Yeah.
No, I'm not trying to do all that. I'm sorry. But no, to the more casual viewer, some people may watch these like Scorsese films and go like, oh yeah, he's saying Henry Hill's like the coolest guy ever.
Yeah.
Or he's saying fucking Wolf of Wall Street guy's the coolest guy ever. And shit like that. And it's like, no, he's just kind of like showing you what actually happened. And he just happens to be putting the Rolling Stones behind it so it feels cool.
Yeah, there's still highs and lows.
But in The Aviator, I think it's like, it's one of the best, it's one of the ways I've seen him most clearly just go, this is the guy.
Yeah.
You don't feel like he's putting his thumb on the scale in any way to make him look cool or make him look shitty.
Yeah, because there's plenty of times where he's like, He is just kind of like you said, the OCD part of it. He kind of has that thing. I hate the lady playing. I or at least maybe I just hate Audrey Hepburn or whatever.
Oh, that has
she's
to
the
be
most annoying person.
Has to be the stupidest way to talk.
I wanna not ever hear her talk again, and not like and that's not like a malicious way. Like
No.
I love this movie, but her scenes. Like, it takes a lot. Every single time. I've seen this movie a couple times now.
Yeah.
I watched it, I feel like, maybe last year or something like that for the first time.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow, this one really kind of flew under my radar. But
No.
that's what
Let it breathe.
That's what you come here for, guys. But I also go...
Crank that hog, clip that up.
I also go... I also think like stuff like that where like it's a every time I've seen it so far though, like I get to the point with her and I'm like, oh yeah, this part.
She's also kind of like the meanest lady ever when she breaks up with him.
Yeah,
not saying he was a fucking walk in the park to deal with or whatever the fucking phrase is, but like. You also got to remember movies present these moments in condensed ways. Yeah. It's not like I assume Audrey Hepburn didn't go off one time he ignored her and then she's like, I'm getting a divorce or breaking up with him.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it was after.
Well, isn't that dandy?
You don't want to pay attention to me? I'll find someone who will.
Oh, you're such a real piece of work. You really are.
You know that. Also, my family's a bunch of cunts.
Yeah, her family sucks,
dude.
I mean, maybe that's what they were trying to depict. Obviously.
Oh, that's exact. They wanted you to hate them. That scene.
Lord.
But I was like, this scene's got to wrap it up.
But you ain't got to suck too, baby.
What?
You ain't got to suck too, baby. Fix the way you talk.
What?
That's what I would talk to Audrey Hepburn if I was Howard Hughes. I'd say, baby. Hey, I'm Howard Hughes. That's how I talk.
Yeah, see? Hey, stop talking like a stupid asshole.
Do it. Why can't I talk like him?
I don't know.
Why can't I do my flawless Howard Hughes accent?
Pat, I told you to practice your Howard Hughes before this. That's your SNL tryout.
Hey, I'm Howard. Oh fuck. Hey, Audrey.
So
hey, Audrey Hepburn. I'm Howard Hughes. You want to fly in my plane?
You're like, so Pat, what's your sketch today? He's like, so imagine if Howard Hughes was getting froyo.
Hey, hold on.
Excuse me.
Hey, fuck.
The
Can I do Audrey Hepburn?
Blueprints. Blueprints.
Show me the blueprint. Show me the blueprint.
Show me the blueprints.
No, what was
Show
the
me
other
the
one?
blueprints.
Hold on,
There was the one at the end where
The Way
John
of the
C.
Future.
Reilly was like, get him in the goddamn closet.
The Way of the Future. It's the Way of the Future. The Way of the Future.
Yeah.
The Way of the Future. And and legitimately, they say it earlier on. Actually, in I think the speed test that he was doing, when he flies off, he's like, well, there. He's like, fuck. And when he lands in the beat field or whatever, he goes, well, there goes our meal ticket. Like kind of thing of like, that's our funding essentially to do our jobs are this guy.
Yeah.
Like when him
I
going
thought
like,
that was...
hey, can you go to Sears in the morning? Like, it's like, that's legitimate. And she's like, don't answer the phone. And he's like, if I don't answer the phone, he's just going to keep calling back.
Dude, that was also, actually, I'm glad you brought that up because There Goes Our Meal Ticket was there was a bunch of quick little moments. And this goes back to my original point of why, like, sometimes when you're reading a book and you're just like, you're over explaining it. It's like, bro, you have this chaotic moment and all that guy does is go, there goes our meal ticket. you've now constructed the basis of how all of his employees are to like. I now immediately understand the mindset of the vast majority of his employees.
Yeah.
And you said, there goes our meal ticket. 5 words. And it's like you explained so much in that one moment. It's like
he can't hear you.
Yeah.
Nobody, like everybody there is all like, when he's not around, they're just like, Jesus Christ, this guy's fucking nuts, right?
Yeah.
You know, like, has he done the way of the future thing with you? The way of the future. The way of the future. No, he did the blueprints.
No,
thing
he
with
does
me.
blueprints with us.
Yeah, he does blueprints with us. He does way of the future with you.
That'll be later in the movie.
but legitimately, that's the same move John C. Reilly does at the end, where he's just like, get him in the back. There goes our meal ticket of like, if somebody sees this guy fucking losing it, that's the last bit is he's recovered now. He's fixed. We don't have to worry about that anymore. So like, if we're gonna keep anybody interested in any project that he's doing or anything, that if they trust his instincts at all, because he still has it. That's the thing, is it's not gone. It's just the dark side is taking over because he's unmedicated. He's untreated.
He hasn't done anything.
He's
in his
had
life.
multiple traumas.
Yeah. I also, can I say this? I don't like skinny Leo. I like this adult thick Leo we get.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but like when he was younger and he like looks like all scrawny. There's something about it where it's like, because they always put him in these like leading man. It's like the problem, I think, Timothy Chalamet and who's the little guy that played fucking Spider-Man, whatever his name is.
Tom Holland.
Wow,
where the fuck did I pull that?
He's a famous actor.
I know, but I'm not like.
Yeah, you're not into that.
Not
shit.
Tom Holland head.
You might be.
You know what I mean? I might be.
You might be.
Shyamalan.
It'd be funny. You'd be like, "Are you talking about Zendaya's boyfriend?" You're just a big Zendaya.
That's who I thought Shyamalan was, but that's Dune.
No,
that's my bad.
He claps her cheeks in Dune.
Yeah.
Not
spoiler.
But Tom Holland. Spoiler. It's like 20 minutes.
It's like fucking 4 hours into the goddamn saga.
It'd be
right? Isn't it in the second movie he claps, or do they clap in the first?
They meet in the first.
Never mind. Spoiler.
He
at
claps
the end,
in the second.
There's a
and then you find Bruce Willis was dead the whole time. But now I'm just thinking about.
I want to see him watch Sixth Sense.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, because he can't remember anything.
I mean, just you might.
I want to see somebody be able to react to that movie for the first time, because everybody's seen it at this point. And Bruce Willis is
definitely forgot.
He'd be like, "Whoa! First of all, I'm dead."
Oh my god, that's so fucking funny. Bruce Willis definitely forgot the plot to Sixth Sense at this point.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's like it's like, if we're gonna have any kind of like, we can do viral moments, he should watch national tragedies and or big time fucking spoiler.
Can you imagine
like
showing Bruce Willis 9/11?
Crying Game. 9/11. We got Sixth Sense. What else? Pearl Harbor, the movie and the thing.
We could show him
the actual thing.
It'd be funny too to show him. What's the atomic bomb movie called? Oppenheimer.
Oh yeah,
but it'd be funny to be like, we show him Oppenheimer, and then at the end of the movie he's like, I never liked those Japanese. Like, it's just that one's still locked in.
Yeah,
you just find out he hates Japanese people.
Like, wait a minute, there he is. There's Bruce.
Yes, what a great movie. No, dude, I was talking to my wife about Bruce Willis and how in the last like 3 years of his, still being somewhat cohesive.
Yeah.
He literally did like 50 movies.
Yeah.
And it was this thing. I was talking to Zach Amico. Zach Amico was talking to us about it one time when we did Spook Show. And Zach didn't know this for sure, but he's just like in the industry. So he's like, what I'm guessing they're doing is like, you have a movie where your budget's like $2-3 million and you spend $1 or $2 million to have Bruce Willis in it.
Yeah.
And then you spend the rest on your shitty movie.
Trying to make a movie around.
And he's like, I bet you every single one of these movies, they bring Bruce Willis in. They make the scene work so he can just sit still and deliver lines. And it's like, people were going on about like, oh, they're taking advantage of Bruce Willis. And it's like, dude, if you see how many of these he did, you go, that's a guy who knows his brain's going to stop working in a couple years.
He was given a timeline, so he's like, I'm taking every... He's like, say yes to everything.
So he's like, this is the only way I can make a millions of dollars the last couple of years of my life. And I go, that honestly is fucking admirable.
I don't have time to travel to a new place and fucking stay there for months. And
dude, you're literally potentially like obviously anyone with half a brain's gonna look at this and go like, you know, they're not gonna let this taint his film legacy, but it is like, you know, you're risking tainting your film legacy for people who don't know the whole story, just so your family can have as much money as possible before your whole thing goes to shit.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like and that's
kind of a baller move.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's really cool of him to do because he has to know. There's part of him. I mean, sure, at least he's willing to be like, instead of like, fuck it, I'm going to try to die with all this money. He's like, I'm trying to die and leave them as much money as possible, and also like, I don't give a fuck what people think. Fifth Element's still Fifth Element.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Die Hard's still Die Hard.
Die Hard's still Die Hard. Like
or the reverse is he has no idea what's going on and fucking what's her name is just being like, I'm going to get every dollar I can. I don't know why I did a crazy... That was a dog whistle. I definitely just hit a dog whistle.
Yeah. But that's the thing is like I think that would be we should have him watch Sixth Sense and I think get his reaction to
I love it so much.
Any twist movies that where he's just like, especially ones that he's in.
Every movie he's in, just have him watch it again for the first time.
Whoa! Like first of all, like
can't talk.
Yeah, that's scary at first, and then also at the end where he's just like, "You're dead." You're like, "What?"
So one thing about this movie, I was curious about your take on because this is back-to-back 3-hour movies.
Oh yeah,
I know this one was probably shorter by about 10 or 20 minutes.
Did this one flow so much better? Though?
So much better.
I don't know what I would necessarily cut from this one, except for the Audrey Hepburn golf scene where she's like, "I don't sweat. I sweat a lot. I'm always sweating." I'm like,
yeah,
shut the fuck up.
Dude, we stopped making fun of that bitch too quickly.
Yeah,
we
got distracted by that.
Even in the fucking
20s,
even in the 20s, that had to have been like, yeah, she's just a fucking dumb theater chick.
Shut the fuck up.
She's just a stupid theater kid, whatever the fuck.
You know what Broadway's like? Broadway's wonderful.
You're like, that could in no time period was that type of talking organic. It couldn't have been.
He's talking normal.
Yeah, that's what I was talking. I was like, you're choosing to be a stupid bitch because everyone else is talking normal.
Even what's his face? We brought up God damn it, I want to do the shout out. Who were we talking about? We were texting about him. That he was in it.
Oh,
Adam Scott.
Well, not even him. Fuck, dude, I gotta bring up everyone's in this movie.
Hugh. What's like one guy? Hugh. Nope, not Hugh. What's his name?
Hugh.
Who's the guy that takes the fucking pee off his plate and is like, brother.
Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about.
This is what I'm saying. Not only is like the OCD and like the obsession with we already used that scene. I don't want to repeat that, or like all the things that he's like, all those little intricacies. Like I said, all the bad parts / kind of good parts of him in this movie, where he's like, as soon as that guy touches his plate, he's like, I want to leave here.
Yeah,
I don't even. Or like at the end of it, when the guy's like, he put the thumbprint on his glass.
Yeah,
he had all this other stuff. He went in without a cane just to be like, hey, what's going on? His
self-awareness.
Yeah, his willpower in that scene alone, knowing like how he collapses at the end with like the fingerprint and like just where he's just like he's just like, oh, I ate that fish, I fucking drank that water from that dirty glass, I drank like all this other stuff. He risked everything in that scene. And that is such a like, for him in that scene, you're already knowing he's struggling with it because of his character. But also, like, at the end, with that breakdown at the end, adds so much more to his interaction. He's having this he has a really hard time with stressful situations, but never in the stressful situation, except for the blueprints part and the way of the future part. Both of those things where he's like, he has to be on a little bit.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, okay.
I think it's when.
So he's like, I'm organizing the movie that I'm shooting. I'm organizing these. All right, I gotta add more manpower to this project. And he's like, fire that guy and do this. And he's just like,
it's when he's in scenes he feels like he can't control.
Yeah.
Or when he's in settings, because like when he's at the restaurant or he's at the guy's office, he's like, I don't. And it's like, it's not that the fucking sets he's on are any cleaner than anywhere else he has, but he probably has this sense of control there. And then it's when it's in the scene, the times he starts short circuiting is when you notice it's always times when people throw like 50 things on his plate at the same time.
Yeah.
So when he starts realizing he doesn't have control over this, that's when he starts short circuiting.
If he had his John C. Reilly character, assistant guy, was great. I thought he was cool too, like because he was definitely part of why he was able to function, because he didn't have to do the particulars of he didn't have to answer. He could just, it was always forward. He didn't really have to go backwards.
That dude would just do everything for him.
Right.
And he never questioned him. He always would just figure out whatever he needed.
Right. And I think that guy, if that guy exists, if that was a real person, or if Scorsese made him up, blah, 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 whatever. But if that guy exists, that's cool that he's able to be memorialized as well.
Yeah.
But also the fact that if he just had a manager or an assistant that was able to be all right, let me get all of the things from this guy and then I can dole them out to him in a consistent way that I know he can digest.
Yeah.
Because if he just had that, he's definitely getting overwhelmed in a lot of scenarios. Yeah. But if he just had one more little bumper or something like that, or honestly, if he had I'm going to say something that's going to sound very derogatory towards women, and I don't want to say that, but if he had a substantial bitch, do you know what I'm saying? If he had
a fat lady?
No, a woman that's of substance.
Yeah.
He had a bunch of fucking vast, he had a very vapid women.
Yeah.
He had a fucking actress lady that's oh, my family might, what will do you think of me? Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, actually, and you just reminded me too of one part we need to go over.
But then she's still sweet and understanding. She was the closest thing that I think, but what he really needed, and this is the thing that they really kind of, in retrospect, showed us from the beginning.
Yeah.
He needs a motherly type.
Yeah,
but then he goes on to the next vapid bitch that's what are you doing? And then a 15-year-old. And then then you're what
I'm
are
glad
you doing?
we're there.
I forgot about that.
No, I'm glad we're there. Did he fuck a kid?
The 15-year-old.
Did they just kind of throw that in there?
They added it at least. They're being transparent.
No, but they were a little bit unclear.
No, she said she's 15.
No. About what he did to her body with his body.
Oh.
That's what I'm trying to say is I'm watching this and I'm they're kind of yeah, she's 15. All right, they're eating too much ice cream, you fat bitch. And then they keep it moving. And
he's got her in the school. And
you're no, Marty, I'm going to need some. Did he fuck a kid?
I don't know if they can show a sex scene with a character in an underage kid, but
I'm not asking for that.
It's heavily implied that they were in a relationship.
In a relationship. I'm not sitting here going I'm not the guy who's going why don't they show anyone pissing on Star Trek? No. You don't got to show me to prove it. I was just watching that, being I was hey, can I get some acknowledgement of if he fucked a kid or not?
And I think the heavy implication is the fact that they had.
Oh, no, they probably just made love.
Well, no, I think they were in a relationship.
Yeah,
I don't think it was just.
But
bang,
they were also saying
bang.
too. I will give him the benefit of the doubt where she was fucking good. No. They were kind of acknowledging that his women were just arm candy.
Yeah,
and they were very disposable.
Yeah, so and that's the thing is
he didn't want to fuck the kid.
He had to.
He did it because of Hollywood.
He's in the industry.
He had to look good around Hollywood.
I was going to stay young forever.
I think most of these guys don't want to do it. They're just trying to fit in at the island.
I want to know also if there's a thing where he ever had who was his girlfriend right before. Also, how did he fuck? I really want to know. As a germaphobe, I'm immensely...
Show me your titties. Show me your titties. Show me your titties. Show me your titties. Show me your titties.
Way of the future. Way of the future.
Way of the future. Way of the future.
Way to the future. Way of the future. Way of the future.
Way of the future.
So it...
Come on her... No, he's just going... Come on her tits. Come on her tits. Come on her tits. Come on her tits.
I just don't know. It's a weird thing to explore. At least he's showing that there was a possible. They did show it in a really proper way, but there's definitely an improper relationship with a 15-year-old girl.
Yeah,
but it was the style. It was the style at the time.
Let me ask you this: It was
the style at the time. You see.
know, the bands were big and the kids were sexy.
The kids were swinging at 15, baby. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, it was a part of we were jumping and jiving and making love to children.
Yeah.
It was the 20s. Don't be a fucking fag.
Is it 30s?
Oh yeah, it was all of them.
It's all over. But
I think by the time he had sex with a kid, it was the 40s. So we were fighting the Germans.
Right.
They wouldn't have time to address that.
Right.
No, I will. Let me ask you this. Do you think maybe he wasn't really fucking? Maybe that was actually why they didn't include it too much. Maybe he was so OCD focusing on planes, he wasn't really fucking.
And that's the only thing I could think of why so many different not that he's gay, but that he's more asexual. That he's like ew, gross. And,
I don't think he thinks about fucking.
Yeah, and he still wants the companionship though. And then the companionship is what he craves, is the attention.
See, I think he's more locked in on completing tasks. I think he has the women around. It was like
because that's what you're supposed to do.
Because it's like, it's the 20s, 30s, 40s. When you're a movie star like this, or you're the big time director, it's gonna look weird if you never have a wife. Like that was the time period where it's like, who started the fucking FBI? J. Edgar Hoover or whatever. It's like, he's actually a cross dresser, and it's like that'll get you the job now in this day and age. But no, all jokes aside, it was like the blackmailing they would do was so like it was like cute. Yeah. They're like, we found out he held hands with another woman. That's gonna get him ousted out of his pastorhood. Congregation.
Okay, yeah.
I was thinking pastor.
His pastor. Send him out to pasture. See?
Yeah. He's gonna get renounced from his church.
But wasn't there the one photographer that he was like he threatened him with like blackmailing him for communist shit too?
Yeah. So it was like a different time where like different shit was gonna get you looked at weird.
So like, there's definitely things that he does that are negative in this movie, and it's so funny that I didn't even I was hardly even registering those. Probably because it was the style at the time, like legitimately him, but also when he has that dinner with that senator or the lunch or whatever, and he's like, look, I can just drop this whole thing, and if you just stopped flying internationally, it's like, brother, how we always talk about in general in all the podcasts we ever do, just in life, everything's wrestling. This is one of those situations where you're like, has the government always been the mob? Always been the mob? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then in the 60s and in the 50s and 60s, they're just like, the mob's just like, wait, why do we have to wait for people to vote for us? Why don't we just do our own shit?
Yeah.
And you're like, instead of making the laws, why don't we just break them?
Well, no, that's the nature. That's the big insight people have when they really figure it out, where it's like, that's the nature of government.
Yeah.
Is it gives this group an unfair, too much power over everyone else.
And that's what this movie taught me.
The nature of the government encourages untrustworthy actors, or it encourages bad actors to take advantage of it.
Right.
Honestly, dude, the way I was realizing that when because you see and you're like, oh, Alec Baldwin's this bad guy who's
Julio.
I was like, that was
my name is Julio.
What was his name, by the way?
Julio Abuesa or something.
No, Juan Tripp.
Juan.
You know why that was so fucking funny? Because his wife was getting shit a year or two ago for just being a fake Spanish lady. And I was like, wait, and he's a fake Spanish guy in this movie? I was like, that's so fucking funny.
My name's Juan.
But no, it's like you see it with Juan Tripp. He's taking advantage of this senator. And then you see Leo's character is like, the guy goes, so you're saying we should bribe him? I go, no, we should buy him. And you're like, oh, that's because of the nature and the power of government. It doesn't matter who's in there. You're going to have outside actors with all this money coming in to corrupt the thing. It's like, that's my whole thing why I'm like anti-government. It's not just because I'm like, I don't want to pay my taxes. It's like, no, this thing is not structured. The system is not built to succeed.
It
is built to get corrupted and take advantage of it's the same way as like you watch those documentaries about people who get false confessions because they're like they go in and they just want to help out the police and they don't think that the cops will take advantage of them, and it's like the cops are just trying to fuck you and put you in jail. It's like the nature of this system is to fuck over well-meaning people.
Yeah, fuck you, pay me.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things where like it's the same thing. It's like it's David's little move in Munchkins where he does that thing where like if you pay me I won't fuck with you. It's like one of those things of like
no.
Yeah, fuck with me.
Yeah. That's why I'll lose the game before I say yes to you.
That's like mob mentality.
Also, if we're shitting on Dave, the other thing Dave does is when it's time to fuck you over, he knows every rule in the game.
Yeah.
When it's time for him to succeed, it's like
he's like, wait, is that even a thing? Let me see that. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, what are you guys doing? You heard us talking about it already. That one drives me fucking insane.
But yeah, I think just that there's that overall thing where you're like everything as far as like the government, Hollywood, all this stuff, because we saw it in Babylon with Tobey Maguire's character, where you're like this crazy. It's like it's just Hollywood and politics is just a spectrum of sociopaths.
Yeah,
like there's well-meaning, like again, there's people that like can have these disorders that are not perfect, like Howard Hughes, but still at least like do so many things,
cool things,
obsessive things to like better and make faster planes to help with government policies.
Yeah, well, and also too on the flip side, you have a lot of people like I don't agree with her on politics, but like someone like AOC. I think she got into politics for quote unquote all the right reasons from her perspective. Like I disagree with her politically from her perspective. I believe she got into politics for all the right reasons. But then you see her now where it's like she's not even getting money directly from AIPAC and she's still toting the line on Israel and all this other thing. And it's like even the most well-meaning person, like another guy I don't agree with, but I think he got into politics for the right reasons, Bernie Sanders. But when it comes down to the wire, he's like the corrupt Wall Street people. Also, you have to vote for Hillary because she's the only option because they rigged it for me.
Yeah.
And it's like even the most well-meaning people in politics get corrupted because there's no other way for it to function over there. No, it's such a great insight you fucking got on that, where it's just like, no, the government is the mob. They just have a better PR department than the actual mob.
Yeah.
People, I heard it before.
And they're less obviously violent.
They're the mob. They're the less overtly violent.
Well,
yeah.
You know.
Well, yeah. Recent events, they got pretty violent. But that's the thing.
No comment.
If that, you guys know which one we're talking about.
This guy.
But if that's the one if that was the government, you're like, well, they did it so it's not obvious it's them. They're the mafia. What was the quote? I loved it so much. It's the mob disguising themselves as a human rights organization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. It's a thing where you're like, there's no real difference except for some of the sociopaths that are very violent are just in the film industry, and they either get protected until they can't be utilized anymore, and then they're villainized or whatever, or just thrown out. And then like it's a very disposable, like it's an industry. Again, it's a business that is bigger than any of its parts ever. Well, and nobody ever realizes that, and everybody wants to control it. And that's the mob, that's Hollywood, that's politics,
that's why I think people shit on people for like, oh, what, you're just going to be informed? You don't actually do anything. I actually think being in people, that whole notion of like, oh, you're just informing people, but you're not doing anything. You're like, no, I actually think being informed is way more useful than people understand. Because it's like, okay, think about like what the mob does, where they show up and they're just like, oh, be a real, you got your store on the street corner. They walk up, they'd be like, oh man, you guys need any protection? Be a real shame if someone broke your window. And then it's like, oh no, we're good. It's a safe neighborhood. They're like, okay. And then they break the window, and then they show up, and then it's just like, oh, you sure you don't want the protection? And you're standing there, and it's like, no, you broke the window. Why did you do that? And then they just no sell it, and then things get worse. And then it's this thing of like, it's not that it's right, but then a thing clicks in your head and you go, okay, what do I do? Do I fight this or do I give him $20 every week?
Right.
And then you do the cost benefit analysis, and then you start realizing, well, if I give him the $20 and then there's incentive because he lives here to work with me. And then, like, it all becomes this thing like of, taxes. Like, it's not that it's a good thing, but then it becomes a thing of, like, but if I just understand what this is, it actually can function better. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's not to promote it, but it's like if people just had a better perspective on what things actually are and not think like, it's the people you talk to of like, oh, if we just get the right people in there. I go, there's no version of getting the right people in there. You just have to understand criminal pedophiles run the government and just work with them. Yeah.
You just have to figure out how to navigate your day and protect your family as best as you can, and not in I'm just saying in the sense of like, to me, it's like you being informed is great, but it's also like one of those things where you're like, you're eventually going to get to a point where you're like, there's a weird hopelessness of like the business, the machine in general doesn't care about you, whether it be Hollywood, the government, whether it be
the bullshit where they try to act like they're like, these Hollywood actors aren't good people, and like, yeah, they're not. That's not going to happen.
There's not really any good politician. There's not really, and there's better actors than not. Like there's, you know what I mean? Like but there's not really. Again, there's like a level. I think to have like a real successful career in that field, there's a level there's eventually you do kind of have to like have that fucking shitty gross edge. That, you know what I'm saying? Like and like it's not saying that you're not talented. It's just like there's plenty of not talented people that can succeed because they just do those things.
Yeah.
So like there's definitely ways to do it, but the ways that are there, I think the reason there's no real rule book to it is because I think a lot of it would just be, fuck over other people and treat people like shit or commodities. And it sucks. And that's all of those businesses.
I will say the hope that gives me, the thing that does give me hope is I think people need to always remember, and people just think these industries function no matter how you feel. And I go, well, like even, we were talking about the crazy week that happened and Charlie Kirk that got taken out. And it's like a lot of us are being like, that doesn't look organic. Now let's just assume it's not organic front to back. And there's a lot. Well, actually, we don't even have to go to this one. There's ones we found out that were not organic.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you look at the way the government functions and lies to us, they still have this need to create the facade. So like, and all these people do. All like in Hollywood, they still have the need to create the facade of like, yeah, we're not all fucking psychopaths who fucking worship the devil or shit like that.
Yeah.
So they still need you to buy in. And what I'm saying is like, if more people just learn to like it's not that you can't fucking watch movies anymore, but if you learn to like not buy in, it like it shows that it gives them less power to a degree. And now, am I on base camp with a pair of am I at like the bottom of fucking what's the tallest mountain in the world?
Kilimanjaro?
Yeah, whichever one it is. No, Everest. Kilimanjaro is pretty high. I'll give you that.
I think Kilimanjaro.
I think it's Everest. But no, it's like I'm saying like, it's like, yeah, are we at the bottom of Everest and all I have is like a hoodie and flip-flops? Maybe. But I'm still saying like, I don't know. I don't like to. Damn. I don't feel good. It's Everest.
Yeah.
I know it's Everest. But how far is Kilimanjaro after? It's probably a pretty high one.
K2. Is that the? Oh no, Kilimanjaro. So it's K2.
K2 sounds like a new drug.
K2 is just under a 28,251.
Okay. So it's a big boy.
Everest is 29,32. Damn it.
I guess for me, I just always try to. I don't like sitting in like that hopeless where it's like, well, there's no fucking point. I'll just fucking sit here until I die. That doesn't make me feel good. So I always try to look at it from the angle of like, well, if there is a way to figure it out, this is the direction we should go in.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like, I always like to throw that out there. It's like, they still need you to buy in.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I go, don't play the game. Whenever you see the game that perpetuates the bullshit, best way you can, don't play the game.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get a little sidetracked. This movie, I really like this movie, Pat.
Yeah.
I thought you picked a really good movie.
I think the correlation between Babylon and Aviator, like coming from that one into this one, it was like where it was not only era wise, because it was like 20s, 30s, 30s, 40s, kind of, right? So it was kind of like that same idea where you're like,
it was another pre-1950s movie,
but it's also showing not only the corruption but the connection in a lot of it, and you're like, that stuff doesn't just go away. So it's a thing to keep your eye on.
You know what else it shows you too? Like, I've been realizing this. I know it because I'm like in a much different headspace than when I was a kid. But when I was a kid, like I had a bunch of like I grew up comfy. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I was not the traditional sense of like rich that people would say. And I always was obsessed with being like rich. And that's like the older I get, the more I learn about life. There's this like interesting, it's kind of fascinating. There's this like interesting prison you get put in when you get to a certain tax bracket. Because then it's like, depending on how you got there, you kind of like imagine if you got there like with getting a bunch of favors, or, you know, you get to a certain level of fame and power and money. Now you just got people after you.
Yeah.
So now it's like, now you have, like you saw Juan Tripp, Alec Baldwin's character. He's like, he's not just like, oh, I'm going to win the government's argument or whatever the fuck. He's like, I'm going to fucking ruin you. You're going to fly on my planes, you little bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like some shit like that. So I'm like,
it's like petty.
Yeah. It's like, yo, maybe the sweet spot's like, dumbass. Maybe the sweet spot's like $2 million.
Yeah. It seems like a trumpet guy come in, get a little bit of success.
Yeah.
From Babylon, I mean, get a little bit of success. Be like, this kind of sucks. I'm uncomfortable. I don't know if I want to leave, and then go like, oh yeah, I want to leave. All right, just mail my last check.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like that, and then like go, all right, I got a nice little chunk, and then I know that I'm happy. I've been happy before.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a thing where like I'm, in general, it's a very overall, at least based on true events.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting kind of look into like that same industry.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Did you have any ideas for next week?
No, I was kind of hoping you might have a thought, either like whether it be time period wise, subject matter wise, just a wild card.
This is a little bit of a right turn, but it was just because I was thinking about it a bunch this week. I said it earlier, but because I was listening to the audiobook, I've just been thinking about the Lord of the Rings all week.
Oh, really? I don't think I've ever seen the Lord of the Rings.
I've seen it a while ago when I was younger.
Wait, which one do you want to watch?
Probably just start with the first one.
Wait, we're not going to do the whole series, are we?
I mean, not.
Dom's gonna fucking lose her shit. She always wants to.
Oh, sure.
Well, I do already own this, luckily, because her fucking ass.
But I mean, we don't have to do it 3 weeks in a row.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I just was thinking about watching the Lord of the Rings.
First one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put first one.
Well, I was also it was fun.
Not the Hobbit.
No, not the Hobbit. The one with Smaug or whatever the fuck it was.
I don't know. What
It'd be funny. It's like, no, the second movie in the Hobbit trilogy.
Well, that's what I like.
That's my favorite one.
Well, I told you that, right? Like I didn't watch any Game of Thrones until I watched the first episode, which was pretty cool because it was that incest and the kid got pushed out of the thing. That was great.
Two of my favorite things.
Great episode.
Incest, kid murder.
And Cersei is a fucking hot bitch.
Yeah.
God damn.
Brother, if that was my sister,
I'd fuck the hell out of her.
Everyone made that joke.
But like that, and then I was just like, I swear I didn't watch any other Game of Thrones. Dom loves it. Didn't watch it at all.
You only watched one episode?
Then I started with season 6, the last season.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. That might be the worst way to watch the show.
I start a lot of times season 2 or 3. Sometimes, like I don't. It's kind of.
Why do you do that?
I don't know.
That's not the show to do that with.
No, you're right.
But
it was also. It was.
You're fascinating.
I'll start watching a movie like halfway through the fifth one. I started with the second Matrix in theaters. I saw the second Matrix in theaters, and I go, "What the fuck is going on?"
Dude, starting with Game of Thrones season 3 is one of the funniest things. Actually, 3's a little funnier in my opinion.
I can start with 3.
Middle again. No, because like, and I'll defend Game of Thrones. Everyone says last season sucks shit. I go, once you get to the last 2 or 3 episodes and you realize they did not allot enough time to end this properly.
Yeah.
But there's like some bangers in the first half of that last season.
I knew why Hodor only said Hodor the whole time. Because we did go.
That's.
I was like, what's going on? These dragons are fucking dumb as shit.
I'm just gonna hop in. I'm just gonna casually hop in.
Who is that?
Yeah, dude.
Who is that?
Every 5 seconds.
What's with the fucking crow?
Why did she say that? What is she alluding to?
Oh my god! Has she ever done a nude scene? I kept saying that.
Has she ever been raped with her tits out?
What's going on here? What's that? What happened to that? Where's Aquaman? I thought he was in this.
Oh, but sorry, I just wanted to say this before I forgot it. Where's Aquaman? Where the fuck is Aquaman?
What the hell is Aquaman?
You're calling him Aquaman.
Is he in this or what?
Is he in this?
I thought he was in this.
Daenerys.
It's Captain America.
Dahukarius.
Oh my god. Mother of what? Mother of
fuckers. No, I wanted to because I had a funny thing where I think I took the Lord of the Rings for granted because I was a big fan of fucking dumbass Kevin Smith. All respect to Kevin Smith, but I think we joked about it before where it's so he's like, here's my crazy story. I was on the set of Cop Out, and Bruce Willis was like, hey, why aren't you professional in any way? And I was like, look at dumb Bruce Willis.
Yeah, what a douche.
What a stupid idiot. And he's like, so I was watching Game of Thrones, or I was watching Lord of the Rings, one of the most respected stories in all of literature. And I was like, man, is this boring? And I was listening to the audiobook of Game of Thrones. Lord of the Rings. I got like 6 or 7 chapters before I was like, I'm good. I'm going to move. Yo, your cat's such a fucking dick. But no, and I realized, I was like, it hit me with like 6 or 7 chapters in. I was like, oh, Lord of the Rings is the epitome. It's about the journey, not the destination.
Yeah.
I go, oh, you're just dumb, Kevin Smith.
Yeah, it's a thing where like there wasn't enough fucking lasers in it for you. But
yeah.
I am somebody that is not. I don't love like those,
fantasy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think in general like that because that's the thing is like I just normally I'm not a huge. I thought he was licking your back.
Yeah, well, I was thought he was like chewing on my wallet.
But I don't normally like the.
It's okay. There's
like,
no money in there.
Even with like the Harry Potter thing, I like a little bit, but it's still like now it's just so stupid and like kind of vague and like
it's clearly just for girls now.
Yeah, it's just really it feels like light. It feels just like well,
too.
It's fantasy. I know it's fantasy.
Yeah,
but it's just like one of those things where you're just like. I don't know if I do understand his like kind of like what the fuck what are you talking about blah blah blah, but I just wasn't drawn to it. So this is another one of those ones where I was just like, I know it's existing, I know it's a thing, everybody loves it, but it's also like it's just
I'm on a similar wavelength with you.
Wavelength.
Whatever I just said, I'm on with you. I'm on a similar wavelength, but I'm also realizing I really enjoyed some of the audiobook. I was like, you know what? Enough time has passed. I'm giving the Lord of the Rings a second chance. Because I do agree, like, there is a degree of some of this shit where you're like, you could see, I'm remembering scenes of Frodo being like, ho ho, dear wizard, I'll take your word. And you're like, can no one talk like that ever again?
Yeah, what the fuck is this about?
Brother, just because, like, dude, if there was like knights in shining armor, I'd be okay if they were like talking like the Sopranos. Yeah, like, if you guys could just skip those voices every time.
Yeah, I could see that.
I completely understand when people get annoyed with that shit.
Yeah, I'm excited to actually like dig in and actually pay attention to this movie. Yeah, and figure out if I actually do like it or not.
Yeah, because
it's a thing where like I'm not like I said, I already own it because Dom fucking loves it and she'll love watching it again. She always every time she has there's like a rainy day off or something like that, she wants to do some kind of movie marathon thing or something. So like I'm not gonna watch the other ones voluntarily until I have to. Mm-hmm. But I will watch this one because we are contracted to it through the show bylaws, and I will give my full analysis, or as I like to call it, analysis, later.
I was gonna call it pat analysis, but
No, it's anal cis.
anal cis.
Anal cis.
That's right. Oh, by the way, last little bit. Saw Weapons. Fucking amazing.
I have heard that name a ton of times, and I have no context of what it means.
Really?
And I will watch it one day. I know it's a movie.
Really?
Yeah.
You have no context for Weapons?
Is that the lady with the weird face?
Yeah.
I've
The redhead lady?
I've seen the redhead lady with the weird face, and I've seen Weapons next to it.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Yeah, go see it. Also, the
Is
guy...
it going to be coming to my theater near my couch soon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll watch it then.
Um,
Maybe not pay for it. Should I pay for it?
You won't be mad to pay for
I watched
it.
Friendship.
How good is Friendship?
It was really good. It was perfect.
amazing.
It really was a perfect movie.
Yeah.
I was really excited. I am also really excited with how much stuff Dom laughed at it also.
Yeah.
Because girls don't normally get comedy.
Yeah.
Women, I mean.
Women.
Not girls.
The other gender.
Girls get it.
All right, Howard Hughes.
15-year-old girl.
That's enough ice cream, Pat.
Fly my spruce goose. I'm going to get some milk, see?
Yeah. I'm going to fuck a kid and drink a glass of milk.
Hercules! Show me the blueprints.
I'm obsessed with germs, but also I'll fill my room with piss.
It's sterile.
Sure, dude. Here, let me pee on you. Sterilize you real quick.
on you.
Let me sterilize you real quick, dude.
Ew.